this next problem, let's see what we've got. We've got a right triangle, same picture again. We've got angle C is always our 90 degrees, so that side C is always opposite of it. And we have angle A and angle B. Now, what they gave us this time was a little bit different than the last one. They did still give us, let's see, the hypotenuse C. They told us the hypotenuse C is 15.3 meters. And they also told us that side A, which side A is opposite of angle A, is 4.8 meters. However, they did not give us side B, and they did not give us either angle B or angle A, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work to find those three things that are missing. So let's start out with the easiest, finding side B. So let's start out with that. So find side B. Because we've got 2 out of 3 sides, we can actually do this pretty straightforward using the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, we know that A is 4.8, and that will be squared, plus we don't know B, so we'll leave that as a b squared. And then we've got that C is the 15.3. So we've got 15.3, which is also going to be squared. So then we need to use our calculator to deal with our exponents. So let's figure out what a squared is, which is the 4.8 squared, and then we'll figure out what the 15.3 squared is. Well, the first one is going to be 23.04 when we square the 4.8. When we square the 15.3, we get 234.09. We've got our b squared here. So then we can solve for b by getting the b by itself, which means we need to subtract the 23.04 from both sides, at least to get started here, so at least that the b squared will be by itself, which gets us a 211.05. Now I've got b squared, I still need to get b, so I can take the square root of both sides of the equation to get rid of the squared, which will give me that b, whatever that is going to be the square root of 211.05. Let's see what that gives us. What that gets us is a 14.05 for our side B, which again, all the other sides are in meters, so is this one. So our missing side, side B, is right in between sides A and C. It's a size 14.05. And you'll have to look at my math lab and see how they want you to round, but I'm just leaving it out to 2 decimal places. So the next thing is to go after the angles. Well, the only way to actually start using the angles is to use your 6 trigonometric functions. Now you can choose any angle to start with. I'm going to start with angle A and use the 2 sides I already had before any of this started, which is side A and side C. Well, notice if I use angle A, side A is going to be opposite, and side C is going to be the hypotenuse. So what trigonometric function has opposite and hypotenuse? Well, that's the SO and SOHCAHTOA, and that's sine. So we're going to use the fact that sine of our angle, and I'm looking for angle A here, is equal to opposite, which is 4.8 on our triangle, over your hypotenuse, which was your 15.3. So we're going to do something similar to what we did at the beginning of the semester. We need to figure out what that A is. We need to get A by itself. So how we're going to get A by itself is to get rid of the sign that's out in front of it. How do we get rid of sign? Is by taking its inverse or opposite. Well, its inverse or opposite is inverse sine. So I'll apply inverse sine of whatever's on both sides. Remember, it's a function, so I need parentheses. But I have to do it to both sides. Then the idea is inverse sine and sine cancel out, leaving you with just the A, the angle we're looking for, But now I actually have to take inverse sine of my right-hand side, leave the fraction as is, as 4.8 over 15.3. Don't round it. Have your calculator do all the hard work for you. Now also make sure that your calculator is in degree mode, so we end up with our angle in degrees. So we'll type in sine inverse of 4.8 divided by 15.3. And what we get is an angle of 18.3 degrees. So right now, if I were to kind of do a quick little mock-up of my right triangle, I have my right angle, and now I just found out that angle A is 18.3 degrees, and that's this corner angle right here is the 18.3 degrees. So now I'm looking to find angle B. Well, now I don't need to do much to find angle B because all the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So I can take out the ones I already have. Well, I already have a 90-degree angle because I have a right triangle. And I have my 18 degrees, 18.3 degrees. And whatever's left over when I take out those will be whatever my angle B is. So let's go ahead and subtract, which gets us a total of 71.7 degrees for our angle B. So we have that our angle B here is 71.7 degrees, excuse me. And we're done. We have all the angles and all the sides for our right triangle now. So we've completely solved our right triangle. Continuing along